Hello. Some of you may have seen Smart Letters already. We launched Smart Letters or introduced you to Smart Letters back on the 16th of March at a Blackboard hosted webinar where we ran you through some of the functionality and took some of your feedback in terms of functionality you'd like to see added to Smart Letters. Some of you might not have heard of Smart Letters before, so we'll run through some of the main features and take a look at some of the updates as well that we've developed since we introduced the Smart Letters back on the 16th of March. So when Smart Letters becomes available, you'll find it in the Blackboard Marketplace alongside our other applications, so you can connect to Smart Letters there when it's ready. We're currently in the early access phase, the early access program. We have some testing at the moment, so we're building in some new features and development from the early access program. So once you've connected, once you've connected in the marketplace, you'll find Smart Letters amongst your tasks on your home page. So if we click Send Smart Letters, it will then check your connections and settings to make sure that they're all in place, and you'll be presented with this interface here. So the first thing we're going to have a quick look at is the settings. So within settings, you've got one or two options here. This is where you put your username and your license key, which we'll provide you with. And then you've got the option to connect your Razor's Edge NXT. You can see we're already connected to our Razor's Edge NXT, so that's where you make that connection. And you've also, for our UK customers, you've got an option to support gift aid, which involves some configuration within Razor's Edge, but that's all laid out in one of our guides. You also have the ability to pick a particular contact type on an organisation record. So when Smart Letters is doing its processing, based on your selection here, it will output this address detail for the particular contact on that organisation record. You can also enable custom fields. So this is one of our new features. You can enable both gift and constituent custom fields. So you can output those on your letters also. And in relation to that, we'll look at this later, but we have a dynamic template feature, and you can use either a gift category or a constituent category to dynamically select a particular template in the template folder. But like I say, we'll have a look at that. And in this instance, we're already connected to Google, but you also have the option to connect to Microsoft. So in the instance you connect to Google services, Google Drive will host your templates. Google Docs will be the where the templates are actually created. And the Gmail will facilitate the actual email send. So if you're sending any of your letters by email, Gmail will facilitate that for you. So those are all the settings at the moment. So if we close those down for a second, I mentioned Google Drive, if you're using Google services, will host your templates. So you can see in our example, we've chosen to call the folder where these templates are stored Mail Merge Tool, and you can see our templates within here. So we've made a number of test templates, and these templates will be available to you as starter templates if you'd like to use them. And you can see this example. It's a very basic template. We're merging in the lookup ID and primary salutation from Razor's Edge, along with today's date and the address. Some of our other templates that we're using here. So we've got a charity donation receipt. So you can see there's a few more fields merged in, such as the constituent primary salutation and the gift received date, the gift type, and the gift amount, along with some other operators at the bottom here, which we'll go into later when we start looking at the conditional merges. So that's the overarching theory. So in this instance, like I say, Google is storing our templates in Google Drive, and Smart Letters is pointing to this folder. So if we jump back over to Smart Letters and back to our settings, you can see we're connected to the Mail Merge Tool folder in Google Drive, which as you can see is this folder here. So that's it for the settings and setup. And we'll have a look at the first thing we'll have a look at will be how constituent letters work. So I'll run you through how to produce and merge up and process your constituent letters for delivery. So to produce and merge constituent letters, you can see we've got some options across the top here. So we can select the type of letter we want to send. In this instance, we're going to select constituent letters. And then the next thing we need to do is to select the list, the Razor's Edge NXT list, which contains those constituents that you want to target for your mailing. So in this example, we're just going to select our test list. So if we just to show you, if we jump over to lists in Razor's Edge NXT, this is where you select your or set your criteria for the records that you want to be included for your mailings. So we've got our test list, and then we select our template. So in this example, we're going to select our alumni reunion template. And for this run, we're just going to send for delivery by print. We can do email as well, which we'll look at. So if we change the notification email to my own email address, and you've also got the option to automatically save the communication as an action. So once you've connected Razor's Edge NXT, these options here will be the same options within your database itself. So we're going to select correspondence in this example, and we'll have a deeper dive into actions later on in this video, so you can see how they record your letters. So if we hit generate letters, then we're told that we need to send, or we're about to send, 14 letters for delivery by print. So we can choose to come back and change the settings, or in this case we're going to confirm that. And you can see this dialog box. It tells you when the processing has started. So the processing is happening at the moment. And when the processing is finished, you'll automatically be sent a notification email, as you can see here. And within this email, you've got the option to download your PDF, which contains all of your merged documents, or your merged letters from those templates we looked at earlier. Or you have the ability to use our online quick editor, which I'll show you shortly. So if we click download PDF, you can see all of our merged letters in the PDF file ready for you to print. So like I say, if you need to make some changes after your letters have been merged, you can do that. So if you click on online tool here, we've created a custom built editor. So this is quite a powerful editor that allows you to make changes to your PDF documents. So if I do some searching here, so I can enter some search text. So if I enter 50 and press search, you can see it's immediately picked up the correct result here. So now I'm free to change this value to whatever I like. I can go down into the document and look at other merged templates and make any changes I wish. And once you're happy that you've made your changes, all you need to do is press print and save as PDF, and that will obviously resave that PDF file ready for you to print. And in terms of the fields that you can merge into your constituent letters, we've created a comprehensive list which is available to you once you are using Smart Letters. So there are over 100 merge fields that you can use for your constituent letters, all listed for you here. So you have that available to you as a reference point as well. So that's how the print run works. Next we'll take a look at email. So if we take a look at constituent letters once more, but this time if we send those letters to be delivered by email, I'll show you how that works. So if we choose our Razor's Edge NXT list containing those constituents we want to send an email to, we select our template, and this time we're going to hit or select delivery by email. You'll notice I do have the option here to select email and print. So if I were to select both of these options, the way Smart Letters processes this choice, it will look for Razor's Edge NXT records with an active email address. And if they do have an active email address, they will be sent an email version of the letter. If they don't have an active email address, they will be outputted on a PDF file ready for you to print. So on this occasion, we're going to deselect print. You'll notice there's another option here that's appeared, your email subject line, which you can change if you wish. So you can make that bespoke at the time of making this choice. I'll select the delivery email to be my email address, so I know when the processing is completed. The email will also be sent to an action if I choose. So on this occasion, I'm going to select email communication as my action category, and then I hit generate letters. And you can see I'm presented with another choice here. It's asking me whether I wish to send these emails to drafts for review. So much the same way that we've added the ability to do some post-processing and changes to your PDF files for print, you can also make some changes to your emails if you wish before they're sent So on this occasion, I'm not going to select that option. I'm just going to hit yes. And you can see the dialog box in the bottom corner of the screen here is telling me that the processing has started. So if I hop over to my inbox, I've now got the notification email. And you can see I have the download PDF option here, but as you can see here, this notification is letting me know if I've sent all of my letters for delivery by email, I might find this PDF download PDF option empty. And that obviously that is the case. There are no letters that that we've selected that are being printed. So this is the dialog is just telling us that. So if we hop over to the actual email itself, which I've been sent, you can see this is the email that has been sent from Smart Letters. The body of the email is here, as you can see, but we also attach a PDF containing the letter also. And this is useful for your recipients who are receiving gift receipts or official acknowledgements, which they can then store safely and print from a PDF or send that PDF to someone if they wish separately. I did mention that option to send the emails to drafts for review, so you can see an example of that here. I sent this processing earlier, and I selected the option to deliver to my drafts folder. So much the same way as we can edit our printed documents or edit our PDFs, we can also obviously change our emails, make any changes we wish, and then press send at that point. So that's delivery by email. Next, we'll take a look at how the emails and the printed letters, those PDFs, are stored on Actions in Razor's Edge. So as I mentioned, you have the ability to optionally save the correspondence, either the print or the email delivered merged documents, to your Actions. So if we take a look at Smart Letters here, the interface, you can select an action category. So when you generate your letters, all of the constituents that are contained within your RENXT list will then have the correspondence recorded safely as an action on their record. So if we take a look at that in Razor's Edge NXT, this is an example of a printed letter. So you can see the category is mail, and then the summary references the template that you used. So you can easily reference back to either Google Drive or Microsoft OneDrive to see the corresponding templates, obviously the date and the time. And what we do here, we put the body of the communication within notes within Razor's Edge NXT. But we also, as well as putting the body of the communication within notes, we also safely save it as a PDF. So that PDF file is attached to the action within Razor's Edge NXT. The same goes for email communication. So this is an email communication. And the summary, as you can see, contains the subject line of the email itself. And the body of the email, much the same way as we do for letters, we put that within the body of the notes on the action. But we also safely attach it to the Razor's Edge record. And the reason we do that, and the reason we put the communication not only in notes but also attach the communication, is some of you are using database view, and attachments won't be available for you using database view, as you can see here. So if we open up those same actions within database view, obviously we don't have access to the attachment, but what we do have in database view is the ability to view that note and the correspondence within it. So two options there that we've covered to make sure that you can view your actions fully, both in database view and Razor's Edge NXT. So if we take a look at gift letters, you can see I've selected gift letters, the option at the top here. Then I can select my Razor's Edge NXT list. And the results being returned on this table here, on this drop down, will be your gift lists, not constituent lists. So this is specifically for gift letters. And that will give us some additional options in terms of the fields where we can merge into our templates, which I'll show you shortly. So if I select my gift list, then I can select my template. And then you can see I've got some advanced options here. So if I click on advanced options, you can see I then get the option to choose a dynamic template. So the way this works, you can select a template based on whether the suffix contains a particular value which exists on the gift record itself. So on that basis, I can choose a suffix with the gift letter, fund ID, appeal ID, campaign ID, or if I've enabled the functionality, a gift custom field or constituent custom field. So those options, if we go back to settings, you can see I've enabled the custom fields here, and I've also selected which gift category and which constituent category I want available to me when I'm using my dynamic templates and outputting those values onto my templates. So in this example, if I select Fund ID and select my Razor's Edge NXT gift list and my template, what will happen now, Smart Letters will look for templates containing a particular Fund ID value. So that Fund ID value, if it exists on the Razor's Edge NXT gift record, it will first check for a template with that Fund ID suffix. If it doesn't exist, this Fund ID suffix, it will then fall back to the template I've selected by default here. So if we jump over to our mail merge folder, you can see some of our templates have a Fund ID suffix. So if my gift records within Razor's Edge NXT match this Fund ID here, this is the template which will be intelligently selected by Smart Letters. So if we move down the dialog, you can see we've got some options to email and print as we did with constituent letters, but we've got an additional option here. We can mark the gift automatically, and we can mark it acknowledged, receipted, or acknowledged and receipted. And as before, we've got the option to record the correspondence to an action. So if we take a closer look at the templates, the template being used here, you can see we've got various values, merged values within this template, and some of these values are within a conditional section. So these conditional sections are very powerful and allow you to output all the information you need based on criteria and values that you need to present your supporters with the correct information when you're sending your letters. So in this example, you can see if the value of the gift is over £500, the recipient is then presented with some particular information. If the value isn't over £500, we use our otherwise operator to display to the recipient some different information. So if we take a look at the finished letter which has been merged, it'll make it easy for you to understand. So you can see the amount here is 480. So that's underneath our 500 threshold, which we're looking at on the template here. So on that basis, we should be presented with this sentence here: "This gift helps greatly towards our scholarship fund." So if we look at our letter, you can see that this has correctly been outputted and presented to the recipient because the value of the gift is under 500. If we hop over to another letter where the gift on the record is over £500, in dollars as it's been marked here, you can see that this gift qualifies for our Scholarship Fund Hall of Fame, and obviously that matches what we've got over on the template here. And we can also do some conditional merges based on gift splits, and lots of different operators and merge fields are available to you. So if we take a look at those merge fields, if we hop back over to Smart Letters and look at our guide, which is a reference point for you, you can see here within the guide all the different merge fields within the gift letters selection option that are available to you. So well over 100 options there. And you can see, as I was talking about, you've got the ability to do some conditional merges and use these operators. So we've got equals, less than not equal to, greater than not equal to, like contains, blank not blank, and the otherwise operator that we looked at. And we've also got some the ability to merge in some special values as well, so we can automatically pick out the current date and some other information there, which you can see on our guide. So as I say, it works in much the same way. So if we generate our letters, obviously this run only contains 2 letters, at which point you'll get the dialog box that tells you that the processing has started. So if we hop over to my email inbox, you can see I can download this file, or as before, we can go to our Smart Editor, our Quick Editor, and we can make some changes here if we need to. If we need to adjust anything, we can do that using the Quick Editor. And then we've got an option to save as PDF, or of course you can print this directly to your networked or local printer. If you need to print the file directly from our quick editor, that can be done as well. So some powerful options there for you in terms of the GIF processing, and we're continuing to build some updates and additional functionality based on your feedback. Another highly requested feature, which we've now built into Smart Letters, is the ability to print labels and envelopes. So you can see we've got this additional option now when you select your type at the top here. So if we select labels, you can then see we have a number of different label sizes to choose from. So if we select a test list from our RENXT, we take these to print, and then notification email is my email address. So if we generate our labels, we can see there's 14 in this delivery run. You can see I get a dialog message at the bottom right hand corner of my screen telling me that the processing has started. And if we switch over to my email account, you can see I've got a notification email from Smart Letters telling me that my labels are merged and ready to download. So if we hit download PDF, here you can see all of those 14 constituents have been merged into labels ready to print. We also have templates where you can print your envelopes. These are ready to go and will be included with Smart Letters if you need these templates. So that's another highly requested feature we've built into Smart Letters. We're continuing to add new features, and if you need different label sizes, aside from the ones that you can see on the list that I'm showing to you now, please do get in touch. As well as sending letters to constituents within your Razor's Edge NXT constituent and GIF lists, you can also send single letters from the constituent itself within Razor's Edge NXT. So you've seen this example on my own record. I can go to add-ins and I've got the ability to send a single smart letter. So the options here are similar to the main interface. You've got constituent letter or labels. Then I can select my template and send this single instance of a letter to the constituent I've currently got open. And that also works for GIF records themselves. So I'm on the gift on my own record here, as you can see. And again, I have this option under add-ins to send a smart letter to acknowledge this particular gift itself. So that's an overview of Smart Letters. Smart Letters, like many of our applications, is powered by SmartSync. SmartSync is a cloud-based automation and integration platform. It's custom built for Blackboard products, and gives you the ability to connect all sorts of external applications, some of which you can see here. But also runs some powerful automation within Razor's Edge. So please do have a look at SmartSync on our website if you'd like to find out more about the sorts of things SmartSync can do for you within Razor's Edge NXT. In terms of what you need Razor's Edge for Smart Letters, you need Razor's Edge NXT, Google Docs or Microsoft Word 365, and both of those, Google and Microsoft, are both now live. In terms of the costings, Smart Letters is 600 sterling, 800 US or 1,000 Canadian per year. That gives you the ability to print 500 letters, that's printed or emailed letters per month. We will be releasing a print volume add-on, and that will give you the ability to print more than 500 letters per month. And the pricing for that will be confirmed after we've gone through our early access phase. And Smart Letters will be available for a 30-day free trial.